Alright, well, welcome to my first attempt at a battle report. I'm thinking about calling it Jackhammer 40k. My name's Jack, so pun. It's kind of punny. So today I'm playing my third game with you in 8th edition.
Something like that, yeah.
This is my fourth game total, and my third game with Mr. Tori over there, who's running cultists. Genestealer Cult. This is the first game I've ever played with Space Marines, and of course, being who I am, I have to make it complicated. I painted all my Space Marines as Legion of the Damned. I always go with fluff for some reason. That's why I always run Tau, because I like their fluff more than other fluff. Anyway, I'm running, we're doing 1,000 points with my crappy scratch-built terrain, but that's okay. And of course, with Legion of the Damned, you can't really run a full detachment. You have to mix it in because they don't have any HQs. So, my HQ, I have a Librarian in Terminator armor, painted as Legion of the Damned, but of course he's not Legion of the Damned. He's just vanilla Space Marine with, I think I gave him a Power Axe or a Chain Axe, something like that, and then a Combi Melta or something. I have 4 squads of Legion of the Damned. All of them are pretty much similar. 2 are with heavy weapons, 2 are with flamers of some kind, and then Tori lent me 5 of his Space Marines for my troop tactical squad, which I didn't really need, but for the points I had to take out 1 Legion of the Damned since they're more expensive. So we'll see how that goes. We'll be back with Tori's army once he gets done setting up. This is Tori's 1,000 points of Genestealer Cult. What do you got for us?
We got Aberrants with a couple of power hammers, a couple of power picks, Acolyte Icon Wards with, or not Icon Wards, but Acolytes with Rock Saw, some Demolition Charges, some normal dudes, Leman Russ with the Eradicator and Heavy Bolters, Primus, the Icon Ward, and the Patriarch, and then a couple of squads of Neophytes with las guns and shotguns and some heavy weapons.
Okay, cool. And we rolled a 2 on the battle, which makes it the no mercy, which is basically just kill points. So we'll come back. I think we're happy with the way the board is set up. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. We'll come back with deployment. Okay, so we're done deploying. That's what his deployment. I got to choose the map. Went with Dawn of War. It's only a 4x4 table, so hardly anything you can do with it. I deployed like this. My Librarian over there. Those guys are all in the ether. They're in Cult Ambush. The story I'm following is the only units left were the Librarian and this 1 tactical squad and the Legion of the Damned, the legendary specters from beyond, something. They suddenly appeared to start helping out. So we'll be back with...
Look at you, forging a narrative.
I'm trying to forge a narrative. We'll be back with my psychic phase. The results of the psychic phase. Okay, so my Librarian cast Might of Heroes on this Legionnaire squad. Gives them +1 to their strength, toughness, and attacks. And he tried to cast Veil of Time, but that failed. Alright, so end of shooting phase. The only guy that was in range of anything was the Heavy Bolter guy right here. He hit twice, wounded once, and they were targeting that unit, and they rolled a 6, so they saved their 1 wound. Tell us what happened with movement and psychic phase.
Alright, so movement phase, people just advanced, and then I did the Cult Ambush. I got 2s on both squads that brought in. 1 in the corner here, and then 1 on the other edge. Psychic phase, the Patriarch killed 3 Legion of the Damned with Smite, and uses Familiar to cast Mass Hypnosis on the tactical squad, so he can hopefully charge.
Alright, so we'll come back after shooting phase. Tell us about the shooting phase for the Genestealer Cults.
So the neophyte squad with las guns did a few wounds to the librarian. I think he's got 2 left.
2 left.
And then...
Oh, and the psychic, I guess. We didn't do the psychic.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we did talk about that. Yeah.
The Lehman Russ tried to finish the librarian off and failed miserably.
Huzzah.
Despite shooting everything. And then I killed 1 tactical marine in the back there with neophyte shotguns.
All right, so we'll come back after the beginning of the fight phase. Okay, Tori, tell us about the charge phase.
Patriarch needed a 10 to reach combat, rolled a 9. Use a command point to reroll the 4, still rolled a 9. Neophytes needed a 9 to charge, rolled like a 2 or 4, yeah. Primus needed a 12, he got a 9. And then the other Neophyte squad tried to charge the Librarian, lost 1 on the way into Overwatch, and failed miserably.
So now we'll come back after round 2, battle round 2, movement phase for Legion of the Damned. Okay, end of movement phase and psychic phase for Legion of the Damned. This vanilla Space Marine Tactical Squad moved towards this unit of Genestealer Cult. These guys moved out of cover, just trying to kind of divide that guy's attentions a little bit. The Librarian just got a little bit out into cover to get away from the Lehman Russ. Pretty sure you can't see him now. These guys came on from the Ether, and the Librarian cast Might of Heroes. He also cast Smite on that group over there, took out 2 of them. These 2 units of Legionnaires came on, looking at that Lehman Russ over there. So we'll be back after the shooting phase, round 2, Legion of the Damned. Okay, end of shooting for Legion of the Damned round 2. These guys shot over here, killed several, 7 of them. This unit that appeared shot down several of those guys. I don't know how many. 5.
Okay.
The Librarian, I think he took out 1 or 2.
1 of those 5.
1 of those 5, yeah. These guys fired a whole bunch of bolt guns at the Lehman Russ and did nothing with the bolt guns.
No, but then you did hit with 2 melta guns.
Yeah, both squads hit with melta guns, which actually took off
8 wounds out of 12.
8 wounds out of 12, so that was a good round finally. First good round I've had in a long time. So we'll come back after the charge phase. So that's the end of Legion of the Damned turn 2. This squad got diminished, but not destroyed, and he, because of that character right there, he wiped my my tactical squad. These guys, nothing happened in the charge phase, in the fight phase. That fight went on. I think they got a couple kills, maybe, something.
They didn't kill anyone in close combat.
No, they didn't kill anyone in close combat, so there you go.
They lost 1 to Overwatch.
Right. Both these units failed their charge, and I didn't want to spend any more command points to try to get them in. But the Lehman Russ is limping anyway, so that's okay for me. Okay, so now we're going to go to... No, it's the bottom of turn 2. All right. See you soon. End of movement and psychic. Those guys shuffled over a little bit. His big guy, what did he do?
He moved and advanced over here, and then did mass hypnosis on the squad of Legionnaires he's going to charge, since he can do that. So they can't fire Overwatch, they're -1 to hit. And then the Icon Ward moved up to try to help the squad this turn with charging it.
And they advanced 1 inch?
Yeah, second time they've done advancing 1 inch.
Oh, and they moved.
Yep.
All right, be back after shooting phase for Genestealer Cults. Okay, end of shooting phase. This is actually top of 3, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's still
the bottom of 2.
Jesus. Okay, so the Lehman Russ
shot everything at them and failed. He's at 5 up to hit anyway.
He made a lot of saves. Over here, the
Icon Ward did kill a guy with a pistol, and then the squad tried to do some damage
with pistols as well.
Yep.
The heavy stubber over here targeted my Librarian and missed. And that's all the shooting. We'll be back after everything else. Okay, finally, end of round 2. So we have nothing but a stalemate here. This actually goes off. No, it's probably still there.
It's on my psychic phase. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it'll still affect next turn. Yeah. So I lost a guy. He lost a guy. So and it's just nothing but a stalemate. That combat over there. I lost a guy, I believe.
He got shot by a pistol.
Yeah. So I didn't lose anything in combat.
And I lost a guy.
So that's the end of 2. We'll be back after Legion of the Damned Psychic Phase, round 3. Alright, end of Psychic Phase for Legion of the Damned. These guys shuffled around so at least one of them could be in rapid fire range. They didn't move. They didn't move. The Librarian moved and had to spend a command point to get Smite off and only did 1 damage on the character there. And then he tried to do Might of Heroes on his own unit, and of course, that failed on a roll of 3. So, be back after shooting. Okay, end of shooting, round 3, Legion of the Damned. They all shot pistols at that one squad and didn't do anything. They shot over here, took out a guy, so now there's just the character left. Oh, I scored a point on that. They used their pistols, took out a guy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, took out one guy on their pistols. So we'll be back after fight phase. Okay, that is the end of Legion of Damned turn 3. So they finally wiped that squad, and it's now tied 2-2. He got a first blood and a squad, so that's his 2 points. Bunch of fighting went on here. I lost a couple guys. He lost a couple guys from his squad, but that mean guy is still looking mean, so he's whittling me down slowly. So we'll be back after Psychic Phase for Genestealer Cult round 3. Okay, end of Psychic Phase for Genestealer Cult round 3. Some guys moved up. And then his big guy cast Smite and took out 2 of my guys. Luckily, there's still a Legionnaire Sergeant left behind, so he might stand up a little bit. See you at the end of shooting. Okay, that is end of Genestealer Cults round 3. It's going to be top of round 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be top of round 4. Change that just because. I love my dice. So they killed that character in combat. Who is he?
The Primus?
Primus. They got whittled down, but he also took 2 of my guys. He took my heavy flamer, which was unfortunate. Lost a couple guys in combat over here, and I don't think I did anything this round. Did I take 1 this round?
Nothing died in close combat.
Nothing died.
Smite killed 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Even though he rolled a d6 damage.
Yeah. So, Legion of the Damned, rocking that 3-up invuln. Be back after Psychic Phase, round 4 for the Legion of the Damned. Okay, end of Psychic Phase. Finally took out that squad. I'm now up to 4 points. They moved there. They did nothing. And he also cast Might of Heroes on himself. So be back after Fighting Phase. That's end of shooting. They shot a whole bunch of pistols and missed on everything. So be back after the fight phase. Okay, that's the end of the charge and fight phase. He finally took out my 1 sergeant over there, and I took a wound off his, what is that guy?
Aberrant.
An Aberrant. All right. Be back after Psychic Phase, round 4, Genestealer Cult. End of shooting, he took down this guy with the Lehman Russ with a whole bunch of shooting, but I still have my Meltagun. I probably should have moved him up and shot that turn. I wasn't thinking right. Okay, be back after the fight phase. This just got interesting. He finally took out that squad. Gate got a point. It's tied 4-4 now. And we have an equal number of points available. So it's anyone's game. I don't know what I'm going to do here. So be back after Psychic Phase for Legion of the Damned. Okay, end of Psychic and Movement Phase. He shuffled up just far enough to get a shot off on him. Those 2 shuffled up to get behind cover. So now, end of shooting phase, we'll see if that Lehman Russ is still standing. Lehman Russ is still standing. He moved, and that's a heavy weapon, so his ballistics go with a 4, and he rolled a 3. So that's nothing. So now it is Genestealer Cult's turn. See what happens. Lehman Russ, ballistics go 5. You would think I'd have a chance. He finally got me though. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Okay, so it's 5-4. Oh, we have to roll to see if the game goes on. That's the bottom of round 5.
What's the roll?
All right, so Smite is the go-to power for this 8th edition. So my Librarian got Smite off, and he failed his Deny the Witch. So I took 2 wounds off of the tank. It wasn't enough. My Sergeant failed to wound it anymore with 2 Stormbolter shots. So I'll come back to you after Psychic Phase, round 5. Okay, so we did the shooting and the psychic phase all together. So he got 3 more wounds on the Librarian, so he's down to 1. The tank is at Ballistic Skill 6 right now, so he's not hitting very well. So now we'll come back to you after the charge phase. Okay, so he took down my Librarian finally. So he's up to 7 points to my 4. It was close until that moment. So now we'll come back to you after we'll come back to you after everything. There's only a couple things left to do.
Saving the fucking day.
So, that's the end. Patriarch finally took down the Legionnaire Sergeant. I couldn't believe I couldn't get rid of that Lehman Russ. I guess it didn't really do that much against me.
It just shot a lot.
Yeah, so that was a good game, Tori. It was 8-4 at the end. It was really close until the very end. If I had gotten a good smite off, it may have been different, but that didn't happen. So, all right, I hope you like this, my first battle report ever. Take care.